What's up, team? It's David, your head coach at Cliffhanger Academy, and I'm going to show you today one of my favorite pulling exercises, the one-armed dumbbell row. Now, most of you probably know this exercise in one way, shape, or form, but I guarantee you're not doing it the way that I do it. There's a few nuanced movements that I've created in this movement that's been around for a long time, but to help me with my climbing, particularly with different aspects of mobility, activation, and full range of motion. Now, we're going to show you how to do this, but remember, the one-armed dumbbell row has been around for ages. There's a lot. It's originally a weightlifting and powerlifting exercise. It's a great pulling exercise, but this is the variation that I do for my athletes and for my clients and for myself that I really love because it's got like end range activation. It's got a lot of mobility to it, and it definitely increases your range of motion. So we're gonna get on the bench, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do this one. So a couple of things you want to think about is, one, you want the knee and the arm that you're not using to be on the bench. The knee should be in line with the hip. The foot that's on the ground should be pointing completely forward. This is another thing a lot of us will do, is that sometimes we'll open that foot up because of some compromising mobility in our hips. So we're then gonna grab a weight that we're comfortable with for about maybe 10 reps. And what I'm gonna do is make sure that my hand is planted where my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder are aligned. So we're gonna put the weight down, and this is where it gets a little bit different. I'm gonna fully extend out my lat so I get a little bit of lat activation. And as I pull this back, I'm pulling with my back, and not until I get to this 90-degree bend do I pull with my bicep, and then I bring this weight right to the edge of my hip. So what this looks like here is I'm inhaling out, I'm exhaling, squeezing, inhaling out, exhaling, squeezing. So notice I'm going fully extended out. I'm not just dropping it here. I'm going here to get more end range activation and mobility in the lat. Then I'm pulling it back to my hip to work on shoulder mobility while I keep my elbow in, no chicken winging again. And then I squeeze the bicep at the last end. So I'm actually pulling with the back here. Back, 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 bicep. Inhale, out, lat, back, 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 bicep. So a couple of things to think about on this one is that when I'm pulling that out, the lat is getting really long and really active, right? It's also working the end range of motion from my shoulder and my lat. As I'm pulling it back, the bicep's not even on yet. I'm just pulling all with the back. So this is working that muscle activation that most of us don't have at the ability we really need it. A lot of people do this exercise and they're just pulling with the bicep all the time. Look how small the bicep is compared to this huge muscle back here in the lat. Just I want to pull with that lat, pull with the back activation. So I'm pulling, 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 and not until I get to kind of like this range right here at a 90-degree bend, do I activate that bicep to get really active. Now it's on, and then I pull. That's kind of like that lock-off strength that we want in climbing, or again, end range activation, getting really strong through this end range. And then I'm pulling the weight back up to the hip, keeping the bar or the dumbbell parallel to the ground. So again, what that looks like is here and here, here and here. Typically you see people do this, here, 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 and they're doing this. Why? Because they're usually trying to do it with a lot of weight, maybe too much weight. And again, you're opening up your back, you're twisting that, so you're not really working on having great core stability and basically keeping your body stable and mobile through an end range of motion. So I want you to try this one out. Break it down with those specific movements that I showed you. We're going from 10 to 15 reps. Remember, doing everything bilaterally, both sides. Finding a weight that you can comfortably do for about a 7 out of 10 in our stress level, and making sure you're trying this new variation of the one-armed dumbbell row.